Welcome to the inaugural episode of our interview series right here on Motherhood Unrestricted. In these episodes, we'll engage in conversations with everyday moms, delving into the intricacies of the stay-at-home mom lifestyle and exploring ways to uplift and enhance ourselves as women. Get ready for some insightful discussions and empowering stories. Let's get started.
Today, I'm thrilled to introduce a remarkable guest, one who holds a special place in my heart. Not only is she a dedicated stay-at-home mom, but she has emerged as a culinary genius specializing in vegetarian delights and most things baking. She has seamlessly mastered the intricate dance of Army family life, but what truly sets her apart is her intentional and transformative self-care routine, which serves as a beacon of inspiration for myself and for others. Please join me in welcoming my dear friend, the embodiment of strength, creativity, and the pursuit of holistic well-being, Gena.
Wow. Thank you. That was quite an introduction.
Well, you deserve it. You're the best.
Oh, I'm blushing.
So before we get into the topic of self-care, I want to just take a second and hear about your mom journey. And can you tell me a little bit more about how you became a stay-at-home mom and how that's all going for you?
Just like most of us, I started in the workforce as a breadwinner. I was in retail management for quite a while. Before that, I was in food management. Met a boy, fell in love, got married. That boy decided to join the Army, so we found out we were going to be active Army. The same week we found out we were pregnant, so I was like, yes, because we always knew we were going to do a stay-at-home situation. It was either going to be me or him, and I was kind of at a point where I didn't like my job anymore.
Mommy?
Yes, princess.
I saw Mommy doing.
Oh,
Let's go!
perfect timing. Hey, everybody.
Hey.
All right, now that we're back from our mom break of the never-ending snack breaks, you were saying that you and your husband had decided that once y'all got pregnant, one of you would be staying at home?
So we decided one of us was going to stay at home, and timing worked out perfectly. So after we had the first baby was pretty good. Second baby, my husband was deployed with both kids. Deployed while I had the kids
Right.
is more accurate. So the first one was a little hard, but just transitioning from being a working mom all the time, or working and then going to being a mom all the time, it was quite a transition. And then when the second one came along, almost 2 years later, it was right as we started taking Corona really serious, and so everybody was locked up at home. So I'm like at home in a new area with two toddlers now, a newborn and a toddler, and it was a really hard time for me. And even though we've bounced back, this is almost 2 years later, it still was kind of hard. I guess I never really had the chance to figure out who I was, and I just kept surviving in a sense. I didn't ever learn how to be a mom. I learned how to be a mom, I'm not saying that, but how to be a mom and a person at the same time. I was just cleaning the house, making snacks, and that's it. That was my day. And just replay cleaning food, cleaning food, cleaning food, cleaning food. And so looking in the mirror, I didn't like to look at myself. I would just put my hair up in a messy bun and call it a day. Didn't like how I looked physically, didn't like how I felt, and it just snowballed into just never liking myself.
Yeah.
So that's where my mom my mom journey had started, unfortunately. I mean, I love my babies, but it did started pretty dark just because I was alone almost all the time.
And I'm sure that is even worse being a military wife, because you do transition from one place to another. So if you do comfortably make friends and you're finally happy somewhere, it's probably time to relocate.
Yes, it is. And it's hard because, you know, you go through that yourself, but then you're also trying to transition your kids to that. And so what has happened a lot of times is like I'll mainly focus on how the kids are transitioning, and I don't think about it until like we've already left, that I'm like, I didn't get a chance to say goodbye or like mentally process it, because I was all about making sure the kids transitioned and the husband transitioned and the house and everything else transitioned better than, you know, always putting myself on the back burner.
Right. And I think that that's what being a stay-at-home mom is about. You dedicate your life to your children and to your husband and to your home, and like you said, you put yourself on the back burner, and until one day then you look in the mirror and you wonder who you are. And well, I know that you have done some stuff to kind of alleviate that a little bit, and I want to hear a little bit more about that. Can we start off by talking about what your definition of self-care is, and what it is that really defines a beneficial self-care routine?
Self-care to me is doing something for you that does not benefit anyone else. Like, you know, obviously if you're healthy, it's going to benefit your kids, and if you're taking care of yourself, but I mean, I'm talking about like taking some breaths to calm down, getting your nails done, getting your hair dyed. Like, there's so many different things. Some people like romance novels. Some people like, but something that like, it doesn't matter whatever your thing is. It's just for you. You're not drinking more water for your kids. You're drinking more water for you, so your skin looks better, so you feel better. Like something for you, yourself. That's my definition of self-care. Everybody's different. Some people like getting their nails done. That's not my jam. I don't know. I've never cared for it. But some people are just like, I love it makes them feel pampered. Some people, it's all about a massage. Other people can't stand to be touched. So like a massage to someone else is going to be like, oh my God, like it's
this
more
is
anxious.
not self-care, this is worse.
Yes, exactly. So it's you can't be like, this is the ideal self-care routine, because we're all different.
Okay.
Bathroom break. Lately, that has been like, I just hit like a brick wall with myself. Like, if I'm not happy, I need to change. Something I need to do. Like, I need to do something to change. I need to make the change if I'm not happy.
I understand that. And I think also for stay-at-home moms, it's you know, we do socialize in the sense of we make friends and we have play dates and things like that. But I have just never been so good as to carve time out for myself, and you end up overwhelmed with all these responsibilities, and at the end of the day, just exhausted, and you never took any sort of time to benefit yourself at all. So yeah.
Well, I think that like what changed for me, I was living that circle of like, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and this is gonna be all about me. And then the day happens, and then it's like, oh, I forgot, you know, I got this play date, or I forgot a grocery pickup, or husband's coming home early, I want to make him a special dinner. Like, whatever the case is, like it used to be like that for me, and then all of a sudden I just was like, I am gonna do it. And so I don't know who said it, but some famous writer had said that if the worst thing you have to do all day is eat a frog, make that the first thing you do.
This is Vivian, and she's now awake, so she'll be joining us. So you were telling me about your routine and some of the different things that you are now doing.
Oh yeah, so like I started with just doing 10 minutes of yoga first thing in the morning. And I did that for 30 days and I was really proud of that. And then I increased the amount of time that I did to 15 minutes. And then I also started doing some days, if I wasn't feeling it, I would do yoga. But other days I would do just a regular workout and then just really started my day with energy. And then I also 5 or 10 minutes of journaling with coffee, and then right around then my kids would start to stir and wake up, and sometimes my husband would be home and I'd have to go ahead and start making him his breakfast and stuff. So it just kind of depended on how my day went. The fact that I stuck with it, and I was just really proud of because there's so many benefits to yoga, just how I felt afterwards. It made more of an impact on me than I thought it was going to. I just didn't have any pain, playing with the kids on the floor, and then, getting up to a standing position. Sometimes I would be feeling that pain in the back, and then just be this is gonna hurt. That pretty much all went away just from 10 minutes of yoga. And just a couple, I'm not gonna go on about the benefits. Anybody can research that. But I was just really proud of myself because I had always been saying, I'm going to do this, and then always was it's, not going to happen today, or I don't have the time. And like I said, I just made the time. No one else is going to make the time for me to do that. And sure enough, now it's like a thing. Now my son wants to get up and do it with me in the morning, which I'm like, you got to get up early, and he never makes the cutoff, but that's okay. So we do a second round of yoga later in the day.
Well, perfect. Even
for
more
him.
benefits, yeah.
And then I still get my time, but it's because I've been doing it, it's impacting them, and that's great. But that wasn't the reason why I did it. I did it for me.
Yeah.
Back to the definition. My definition of self-care is it has to be something for me.
Yeah. That is one of the things that I always kind of think about is how, as a stay-at-home mom, your child is always watching you. Your children are always, they're always with you. They're always watching. So whenever you develop those good habits, ultimately you are teaching your children the same good habits and setting them up for success as they go through childhood and into adulthood. So
yeah.
And one of the things that you had mentioned already is, you were tired of having that same circle. That was going to be one of my main questions. Is I feel like for me, I have so many different printouts of 30-day challenges. And heck, I know I've tried to do several with you. We're going to do those squats, baby.
We're going to get the buns.
We're going to do this and do that. And I just feel like I always fall off. And I know that it doesn't seem like there was a specific catalyst to making you say, no, that's it, I'm sticking to it. Do you think it was just like a mental, I'm tired of feeling how I feel, I have to do this? Just kind of something clicked in your head?
What it was is making the time. I know it's kind of silly, but it was, I'm already awake. I might as well, I woke up, and there were days I woke up and I was like, no, I could just snuggle with my babies a little bit more, because they crawl into my bed at 5 in the morning.
Always.
And so I'm like, I can just, they're only going to be this little for so long, and then I run through that whole thing. And some days I would snuggle with them 10 minutes, and then I'd be like, okay, it's time to get up and do my thing. And then some days I would be like, I'm not doing it today. I'm just going to get up and turn on the coffee machine and lay back down. And then I would get out of bed, and then it would just be I'm already up. I've already made the time.
Yeah.
So just do it. And then honestly, there was not one day that I did it and was like, I totally regret doing this.
Right. Because once you're in it's easier. Yeah.
Yes. So
it's easier. I know you also talked about the physical benefits of yoga for you, the way that you feel a little bit more limber as you run around that jungle gym with the kids. But I know that there are so many mental health benefits of doing yoga. Do you think that you experienced any of that throughout your practice? Do you feel more clear-headed, or?
I think so. I'm gonna say kind of, but I was also doing breath work and some other work on myself as well that created like a mind-body connection. Breath work is also a really easy one if you're like, I'm not into working out, I don't want to do this, but just a side note there, go on YouTube, look up breath work and do breath work with somebody. It's so easy to do, and it's amazing how different you feel.
Yeah. I was just listening to another podcast the other day about just the numerous benefits of getting that extra oxygenation in your brain and just kind of letting it fire on all cylinders through that.
Yeah, definitely. What is it, big girl?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll put it on.
You remember me.
Is that good? All right. Well, and now I have a tiara.
Yeah,
So
perfect.
you definitely know we are not faking this stay-at-home mom thing.
Oh my gosh. Well, one of the things that I think stops a lot of people from having a self-care routine is maybe balancing balancing your stay-at-home mom duties and creating that time for yourself. And I know your solution that works for you is to wake up earlier and do it that way, to kind of just create time. Is there any other suggestions that you may have to creating that time, or where else could moms work that in if they are not able to wake up early?
Well, you know, you got to keep that, like, for people who have babies, moms who have new babies, obviously waking up early is not an option. Or people who, like, might be dealing with a husband on a night shift or day shift. Like, you're right, there are situations where it doesn't call for it, but...
You know where my Play-Doh is?
I don't know where your Play-Doh is, but Mommy and Miss Gena are recording a video. Can I find it for you later? Justin had some Play-Doh in the bathroom, I saw it. Is that your Play-Doh?
The other thought is, like, look at your entire day over the course of, like, maybe a week or maybe 2 weeks, and see if there's something, like, you could say work in a relaxation time. That's what we call it, wind down or relaxing time with the kids in the middle of the day. And don't be afraid to call it what it is. Like, this is my mommy time. Yeah, I know. But call it what it is. This is my mommy time. This, honestly, block it out for an hour when you know you're only going to do 30 minutes because you know you're going to get interrupted. But, like, that would also be, like, get luxurious with the time on the schedule because you know you're not getting that full hour. You're going to get interrupted. Or it's going to start late.
Or the baby's going to be cranky after waking up.
Yeah. That happens too. Yes.
Okay. I know you also talked a little bit about dressing nice, and I had found that it was just so easy to always put on my yoga pants and, you know, my workout clothes when I don't really work out or didn't. So how have you transitioned into, you know, getting all cute all the time? I feel like anytime you and I do a video call or any sort of kid pictures, you're always looking adorable.
It's because I am adorable. I think it was a podcast or a audiobook or something like that, and it was like, you deserve to look good today, not when you lose the weight, not after you find the husband. Like, they were just listing off, you know, scenarios for everybody, but it was like, you deserve to look good right now and today, and that really resonated with me. Because it was always like, oh, after I lose the baby weight, after I get a great workout routine, after I'm eating the most amazing, purest food I could eat, then And then and only then will I buy myself a new pair of jeans or a new bra or a new whatever. And it just hit me like, it was like, I do deserve to look good right now. I do deserve to feel good right now. And anyways, the podcaster or whoever was just talking about how once you actually feel good in your body, and like those other goals will kind of just fall into place. Like, I guess it's a way of manifesting. Like, you're putting in the effort to look good now, so I feel good now, so I'm motivated to do more, which motivates me to get up early and get that yoga in, or get that, right now I'm doing workouts, to get those workouts in. That way, and then I'm like, I started my day off great, I might as well make a great breakfast for myself instead of nibbling on my kids' snacks or something, or whatever. And it
Eating that waffle while you make it.
Yes, it just snowballs into, it snowballs your day. So, and it's the same thing, like if I have to go somewhere, I feel better, feel more confident when I look good. And I swear it's silly, but it starts with putting on the uncomfortable bra.
Oh my goodness. We'll title this the bra episode. Yeah. No, I love that so much, and I think that's really what makes your routine so transformational for me, because it's just been such a snowball effect of the different things that you have done that just overall has, changed your perception of yourself and of, I know you've been receiving all these beautiful compliments lately, and I know that's so wonderful to hear, especially like whenever we're not out and about out in the world all the time.
Yeah.
We're stuck in our own little paths of play dates and grocery pickups, homeschool things, and so I think that whenever you do get dressed up for that pickup, or you do look great for that play date or library story time, it's great to hear how positive that has been for you, and what an impact you're making on your friends who are also making like the same kind of comments of how glad they are to see you, and how, hey, you've inspired me to try to get dressed up a little bit better. And I know I've done it too. I'm like, oh, well, I need a new shirt for this. And, just, again, getting out of that workout clothes that aren't really, for workouts. So, good job. I'm so proud of you. And I hope that you guys are getting some good insights and value from this, and hopefully you get inspired to try something for yourself, even if it's just something small, just a small change to help you feel better. So the last thing that I really just wanted to ask you as we wrap this up is, what would you leave stay-at-home moms with? What kind of advice would you give them to start or continue or inspire them to even think about a self-care routine? What do you have for them?
Well, it's like, don't break promises to yourself. I know I heard that on a podcast, but it was, we're so like, if somebody asks us to do something, we're on it, like we're getting laundry done, we're vacuuming, like we have our routines and our regiments to make our lives run smoother. And we
have to control that chaos.
We have to control that chaos, but it's like, there's certain things, like we all have our things. Like some people, it's like, I'm not going to bed with dishes in the sink. Whatever the thing is, clean counters. Like I like to have my counters clean before I go to bed. Putting food, whatever your thing is, there's a certain thing that you have that you can't function unless that's done. Mm-hmm. And like, it's kind of like making yourself one of those things. Stop saying, I'll do it tomorrow. So, and when you do get started on whatever your self-care journey is going to be, when you do get started on it, your kids are going to get sick. You got appointments, you got just stuff is going to happen that you're going to break your routine. Have grace for yourself, have forgiveness, but also hold yourself accountable and keep going. Like, just because you miss a day because somebody was sick doesn't mean like
You have to wait till next month to start over.
exactly.
Just hop back in
Just
it, yeah.
hop back in it. It's okay. We all get moments like that. I definitely did when I did my 30-day yoga, but I think what was just moving me forward was like, well, today I'm gonna do it. Today I'm waking up, you know, and then it has flourished into like now, traveling for the holidays, I'm like, oh my gosh, I missed all this time. Wish I had great family time, which is wonderful, but I'm actually like looking forward to getting back into my self-care routine.
I love that.
Not just like when you're traveling, you're ready to get back home and on your routine, but like I'm looking forward to working out and writing in my journal. Like those are things I haven't done, and I'm maybe 3 months in on this journey. It's not like something I've been doing for a year. It's like it took such a short amount of time for me to be like, I miss it. I want to get back. I want to clear my thoughts. I want to take a minute and breathe with my little breathwork earbuds in and just make it happen. But I hope that answers your question on how we get things going. Yes. And I don't know what's going on. Vivian's trying to do something.
But Gena, I wanted to thank you so very much for being here on this first episode of our interview series. You know, this whole project is so near and dear to my heart, and I just really appreciate the fact that as my closest friend, you have been in my corner and just always encouraging me and giving me ideas, and I love that we are able to do this first episode together. I feel like it's going to be the one that we always look back at through the years. So thank you so very much. You are an amazing mom, an amazing stay-at-home mom, and you are just amazing. I hope that you're an inspiration for all these wonderful ladies out there.
Aw, you're boasting me up too high. No, thank you.
That's okay. A kid will come by and pop you in a minute and bring
me back down. Say something. Oh, they're so honest.
They are honest.
So brutally honest. I just wanted to thank you for having me and hosting us here, hosting all of our kids here, so they can run around and play. They love it, and I also love hanging out and talking with you. This is pretty much just a conversation with cameras. We're always talking pretty candidly. Sometimes it's heart to heart, sometimes it's not. But I'm really just proud of you and Motherhood Unrestricted. I'm really excited to see where this goes. And yeah, if we can make the difference in one stay-at-home mom's life, that's plenty. Like it's just, I wish I had something to connect to when I was in those really early dark times. Like I didn't have anything. And I thought I was the only one, because you turn on Instagram or TV or Pinterest or anything, and everybody is living these photo-worthy lives, and stay-at-home mom is great. I'm able to accomplish everything.
Right.
No.
and everybody's so happy on everything, and and don't get me wrong, I know that you love your children and I love my children. I wouldn't trade this for the world, but yeah, it's difficult not having an outlet, so it's nice to hopefully allow other women to feel like they're not alone, and they're not alone in those thoughts that we dare not speak, that we're not not entirely satisfied being.
Well, it's okay to want more.
Thank you guys again for joining us on this inaugural episode of the interview series of Motherhood Unrestricted. I hope you found some value and great information during this episode. If you have any stories you want to share or a topic that you may want to for us to cover, please reach out. I would love to hear from you. And until next time, I hope that you guys are able to take care of yourselves just as well as you take care of those babies. Bye.